Hello, everybody. Today we walk into the 76th Dharma teaching on the Tantra Manjushri Namasamgiti. 大家下午好，现在我们是武明寺讲经堂的第76讲的文殊真门师明经的讲习。We still give the conclusion part. It's the final part of this Dharma teaching. And according to the Master Tsongkhapa's teaching, we give the teaching on the order, we give the teaching on the different levels of Dharma practitioner, how can be taught by the Dharma. And actually, today's teaching and next week's teaching, we walk into the core part of the conclusion. That is actually is a pure philosophy teaching on the self-ego. What is the self-ego? It's very hard to give teaching and very hard to give it a translation because it's all philosophy words. As a Buddhist, we believe in this word is a samsara word. It's a temporary existence. So it's the first conclusion. But within different school of our Buddhism, we think those temporary things have different levels. For the southern part, for the Bali tradition, they believe in this samsara world is the empty one. Us, the human beings, the beings is the empty one. All temporary existence. But they believe in the Dharma is a permanent one. The Dharma. What's that Dharma? Yeah, we come back to the Dharma words. What's that Dharma? Dharma, we give a lot of explanation. As our Buddhist, as our Mahayana or Tantrayana Buddhist, we think Dharma is the truth. But from the original meaning of Dharma, it's come from Sanskrit. Dharma means what? Dharma means the state, to suppose something. Like this is a small temple, right? We have a hole, two holes, to support the wall, to support this center. So originally concept, the Dharma is that supporting one. It's like a spine, right? Yesterday we give teaching on the yoga. The most important thing is the spine for our humans. And for our practitioner, the spine is the most important thing. So we can say from the original concept, spine is the Dharma. So it's another little bit deep meaning. And more deep meaning is Dharma is the truth. Dharma is, you can say, Buddha's teaching. But according to the Buddha's Diamond Sutra, he said, Dharma is the truth for all things. So that means Dharma is not just the Buddha's teaching. It's not a Lama's teaching. It's not a monk's teaching. Dharma including every school's teaching. Because every religion school, try to tell us the truth of this universe, the true meaning of our existence, the true meaning of our life. From our Buddhist point, they are all Dharma. They are all truth teaching. They are all teaching about the truth. So they including the term of Dharma. The Southern, the Bali tradition believing the Dharma is a permanent thing. So this is one idea. We cannot say which wrong and which correct. We just display different ideas. But for our Mahayana tradition, we believe in even Dharma is the empty things. like Buddha tells us, Dharma, that's the steer. We use the steer to walk into the roof of our temple. Yeah, without steer, there's a small steer. We can walk on the roof. Yeah, some moonlight. Yeah, I stay at the roof to take a look at the moon, absorb that energy. So that steer is the Dharma. But still, Dharma is not our final destination, right? We didn't try to transfer us as a collector of different steers, collector of different dharmas, collector of different initials or teachings or dharma book or different seal from different guru, different lamas, rinpoches. We try to, our destination is try to climb through that steer into the roof to say what it is beyond the samsara world. This is our destination. So, according to this, Dharma is a temporary thing. It's not fixed one, because according to our human nature, we have different tendency. So, Dharma have different form to attract us, to learn it, to get it, right? Because we are humans. We like the shining things. So, like a Bible, especially like Orthodox Bibles, the cover is full of the gold materials and a gemstone on it. Very luxury. Put on the altar of the church. So everybody see, this is the auspicious holy book. Even for Buddhism, yeah, still same. For a sutra, there's a golden writing sutra on the very expensive, very auspicious paper. We call lapis lazuli paper. Yeah, it's not just those materials. Some lapis lazuli, just melt it down. And the ink is with the golden color or silver color, so it is. Why? Because they try to get those luxury things. We think those luxury things is auspicious, it's valuable things. It's good, it's great, because this kind of things can accumulate our good merit. It's like an offering, show our respect. But it's just surface. Just surface. Inside that, what's that is valuable things. The teaching is the valuable things. So Buddha said, don't always look at my face, even Buddha is very handsome. Buddha is a how to say, Aryan person, yeah. White skin, golden color, the hair, very tall, very handsome guy. But still, Buddha said, don't look at my face. You should look at my Dharma Dhatu body. What it is the whole emphasis, whole ether. This is a Buddha word. So, our Mahayana think even the Buddha teaching, I say Dharma itself, is empty mind. We didn't try to collect them, because the collection of the Buddha's teaching is not a freedom. It's not equal. It's a freedom. Even you collect each kind of traditions, sutra book, sutra teaching, initials, empowerment, each certification from each Rinpoche, each Dharma king, still you are not liberated yourself. And within, this is another idea, within the Mahayana, there's also a different school. But we can say one is the Yuga school, belong to the Maitreya Bodhisattva. One is the Paraparamita school, belongs to the Manjushri Buddha, because Bodhisattvas. Yeah. Paraparamita, we think everything is the temporary existence. Even the Dharma, even the Buddha himself, even each Bodhisattvas, the all temporary formation to give us appearance, to attract us to this Dharma road. But Yuga school of Maitreya Bodhisattvas, they believe in there exactly has one thing we call Buddha nature in our heart. Buddha nature in our heart. There's something. Maybe the modern medical cannot find it out what it is. It's not a stone in your heart. It's not some place in your heart, but there's something truly existence in each one's heart. Each one's heart. So some call Buddha nature. And below the Buddha nature, is the Arya conscious, because there's several conscious, right? Eye, ear, taste, touch, smelling, they're all conscious, right? But it's a surface conscious. And inside there's our man conscious. And then beside the man's conscious, our Buddhism term we call mona. Mona. Mona means mona conscious. It's advanced beyond your man conscious. It's like, like subconscious, compared with the modern philosophy word, like a subconscious. It is happen when we get the dream, when we fall in sleep, or when we suddenly lose our man conscious. At that time, the subconscious arises. So we call mona. Above this mona, we call Arya. Arya conscious is we call eight conscious. It's very, very special because all the karma, whatever is good or bad, was deposited in this level of consciousness. So we call Arya. Arya, we can translate. Arya is the Sanskrit. We can translate like non-death. What does that mean? Means this Arya conscious didn't stop. Even some person passed away through this human life. But still, those Arya conscious still works like a record, like a record of all your past unmemorable previous life, that all your speech, all your man, all your touch, all these three on our own are recorded in these areas. And these areas, we think, is the root of our incarnation, of next life. When we passed through this human life, there is a 49 days as a battle, right? As the medium state. When we walk in that middle state, at 4 weeks, so 4, 7, like 30 days, we will meet the final judgment. Yeah, everybody believes in the final judgment. Our Buddhism, all the Roman Catholic, all the Christian, all believe in the final judgment. Actually, there's a final judgment. But final judgment is not just judged by the Raja King of Death. Actually, the final judgment is judged by your area, by your situation of good or bad karmas in your area conscious. So, according to this, they believing some part of the school of the Vajrayana believing Arya is never stop. Arya is a true existence. That idea belongs to the Nyingma and the Sama, means Nyingma, Satya, Gaji, or most of the Chinese school, most of Korean school, most of Japanese school, all believe in this. So, Arya is our target. Arya is the base of a human. It's the base of a suffering. It's the base of our next incarnation. Whatever incarnation it is, maybe a small animals, or a god, or another humans, or even worse, the ghost entities. But still, those different life circulations come from Arya consciousness. But one school didn't believe in that. This is a Guru, it's a Dalai Lama school. Guru didn't believe in that. Guru believing, Master Tsongkhapa believing, even Arya is not fixed. Even Arya conscious is just a temporary one. I believe in it. Yeah, I'm a student of Dalai Lama. Even my family belongs to Sakya. But I believe in, from the philosophy school, I believe in the Guru Bast, this final teaching. I believe in Tsongkhapa's teaching. That because Tsongkhapa's teaching is belongs to the Paraparamida's teaching, belongs to the Buddha Bodhisattva Manjushri's teaching. The Paraparamida school believing that even Arya is not fixed one. This is the key point. We must notice that, because if you believe in Arya conscious is a permanent one, oh man, no one can be a good Buddha. Because Buddha himself, beyond the Arya conscious, Buddha's conscious we call Romo. Romo means divine. It's also from Sanskrit. Romo. Romo conscious means there's no Arya at all. All the record was cleaned. There's a stock full of the record of pensions. Today, I kill a bug. Yesterday, I speak some wrong things to a lady. The day before yesterday, I steal something. The day before yesterday, I lied to someone. They all record of our bad things or good things. The day I donate some money to temple. The day before yesterday, I borrowed some money to my poor family. The day before yesterday, I donate some money to the homeless. Right? Good one, the red one, put each like hospital record stock. But it's not temporary one. Sometimes when they walk into the Buddhahood, all the records was cleaned. That's empty one. We purify ourselves. This is say that so there's some opportunity, there's some possibility. We can clean our bad or good karma, whatever it is called, the karma. Then we have possibility to be a Buddha in some time. And at that time, when we walk into the Buddhahood, there's no Arya at all for us. There's only the Romo. Please notice that Arya is equal to the modern philosophy word is collective consciousness. So Arya is not just our own, because Arya, those kind of records, is not just by ourselves, by our family, by our relatives, even by those whole nations. We are Canadian, right? Even you are not a fan for Raptor, but still we are living in Toronto. We all fan for Raptors automatically. You have no other choice. And that day, everybody go to on the street, say, ha 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 ha, we lost. You cannot, no, I against that. No one can do that things. Why? Because you live in Toronto. You must do this. It's a tendency. I just do an example. It's like this one. So Arya is like collective consciousness. As a Tibetan, most of Tibetan born as a Buddhist. You have no other choice. Now maybe someone believing Christian or someone tiny one believing Muslim, but still a minimal. Most part believing Buddhist. But if you born in France, yeah, most part should be Roman Catholic. You have no other choice. This is the Arya. This is the we call collective consciousness. So that means some karma you have it. It's not made by yourself, made by your family, made your parents, made by your daughter's son, made by your grandson, or made by your neighbors, made by your neighborhood persons, or even made your community, made your those JTA or York region, or Ontario, or Canada, or North American studies. So, why we think so? Because the Buddhahood should be beyond this Samaya state. Why becoming a Buddha is so difficult? Because walking the Buddhahood is not just that depends on your own effort. Because in the karma, in the Samaya, in the Arya consciousness, there's kind of karma we call common karma. So karma is not just made by ourselves. There's a common karma. What's that mean? Means the karma gets some connected with each other. Even you didn't do it, but somebody do it. So you have to share the burden. You have to face this burden. You have to take this result. Of some guys, maybe some good guy, but most are some bad guys doing it. Yeah. Such as the pollution, such as the corruption of government. These are all common karma. We can say, oh, I'm just a lay person. I'm just a student. Oh, I'm just a clerk of a company. I'm not an officer. I'm not high rank standing person. But still, there's some corruption. You just face the results. If this kind of government made some decision about something, each one member of the society have to face it. This is a common karma. And this kind of common karma also recorded in your how to say, that collective consciousness. Yeah. Arya we call it. You can translate as simple as the collective consciousness. So it's not just one thing's fixed. Yeah, we all accept this. But as a global, as a Master Tsongkhapa's teaching, even those kind of things collected together, still we have some chance to clean it. All of them. Even there's some karma made by the others, the neighbors, the families. As a Dharma practitioner, we still have some opportunity to clean them all, to clear everything, even if it is common karma. So we still have some opportunity to be a Buddha. And at that time, when we walk into the Buddhahood, all the karma connected person or animals or beings can be liberated automatically. Please remember, I said liberated. It's not everybody can be a Buddha immediately, but maybe transfer as a Bodhisattvas or reborn as a Pure Land, as a Bodhisattvas, already walk into the peace of the liberation. So this idea is very, very important, because if that idea doesn't exist, so that means we should try very hard to save all of this world. Just because there is some opportunity that we can do this. So that means Buddha nature is not a fixed one. Buddha nature is a possibility. Because the Buddha nature is something laid in the heart of us. Still, the Buddha nature, there's a Buddha nature, and this is the Buddhahood. Still, there's a long way to go. There still the Buddha nature need a lot of precondition, a lot of watering, a lot of sunshine. then the Buddha nature can grow up into Buddhahood. It's not fixed. I have a Buddha nature, of course. So I need to do nothing. Then I just wait until someday I can be a Buddha automatically. I will say no way. I will say no way. Because the Buddha nature, yeah, it's there, but it's not a permanent one. It's not a fixed one. It's just some possibility. So we should work very hard on ourselves and on everybody else, on all beings. So that is the theory basic for the Bodhisattvas theory. This is the difference between our Mahayana and the southern part. They just believe in the Arahant. They just believe in, even they try their hard, but they cannot transfer themselves into a Buddhahood. What they can do is just increase their life expectancy, their life quality, so improve their level of existence to the Arahant, divine beings. But those divine beings is not equal to Buddhahood. The divine beings just like, I don't know how to say that. It's of course, divine beings is very high. It's very bright, but still it's not a Buddhahood. But our Mahayana believing, we have these ideas, we have this basic of Buddha nature in our own. And we should try our hard to help ourselves and help others at the same time. We should support the temple. We should donate some food to the homeless, to help the poor, to help the society, to catch up the corruption, to stop the pollution, to improve the safety of the community, of the city, of the region, of the province and the country. Then, by this effort, finally we can walk into the Buddhahood. But it's not a fixed one. It's not just, okay, I got this faith, so I just wait until someday I become a Buddha. No. It's different stories. It's different stories. So we should know it. There are some differences. Those kind of differences depends on different human nature, right? We accept we have some Buddha nature inside, but still around Buddha nature there's a lot of human natures. What's that human natures? Most of human nature is to distinguish each other. Distinguish each other. You are what. I am what. They are what. Separated. This is one human nature. And that human nature is the enemy of our Dharma practice. Our Dharma practice is to cure this tendency, separate. Everybody try to separate everybody. Everybody try to label others. Everybody try to, separate it with each other. This is just on the opposite of Buddhahood. It's just on the opposite of a destination of Dharma practice. If you try to be a Buddhist, if you try to be a very good Dharma practitioner, so that means you should always remind yourself, don't label yourself, don't label others, don't try to separate yourself from others, don't try to separate others from yours. Because the Buddhahood is a collective concept. The liberation also a concept of collective concept. Because there's no way to liberate yourself only. No way. Whatever you believe in, different tradition or different religions, you cannot liberate yourself just by yourself. You should liberate as a group. Actually, those kind of group have different scope. It depends on karma. So that's why the most successful Dharma practitioner always live in the mountain, live in the cave, because they try to smaller their karma circle. You know what I mean? If you live in the solid retreat, you just know 1 month some guy, some brother or family will send you some food. So that's it. This is the only way. This is the only one you should know for the outside world. Others, your karma circle is so small. Just your protector, Dharma protector, like Mahagala, all your deities, all your Buddhas. That's it. What you should do is to just follow their instruction and liberate. So that's why most of kind of the rainbow body practitioner just live in the mountain, not live in the metropolitan, not live in the city, even not in the small town. Because even you live in a small town, you still have a lot of karma relation. Your circle is too big. Because if that circle is too big, that means your burden is too big. That means your responsibility is very heavy for you. Of course, like a lama or like a monk or like a Dharma practitioner, we should try to save others. But you should first save yourself. So how to balance this is a very good question you should know. Yeah. What's that answer is just a smaller your karma connection. Okay, get a small center, get several students, get several families. Then let's keep it. Don't expand it. Don't expand it to a very big luxury monastery. 1,000, even 10,000 students, a lot of very rich, a lot of offering, a lot of each day, a lot of person come to and pray in this. I don't think that's a very good signal to a Dharma practitioner. Maybe that's a good signal for charity. It's good business, right? It's very good income, very good donation. But still, you should know it. That you have enough power to handle all of this. Now I have 10 students. I feel very good because I can balance this. Half week a day for myself, half week a day for my students. I can look after my students. I can look after all my Dharma practitioners. I can serve my Buddha very well. I feel happy. This kind of harmony. But imagine if I have 100 students now, or even more. Oh man, whole week. I mean, weekday or weekend, or daytime or nighttime. There's no time at all for me to do that, even that morning practice. I used an hour and a half to chanting for Siddhigarbha Bodhisattvas. I feel so hot, sweet, yeah, so enjoy. But if I have 100 students, or even more, maybe even 1 hour, 2 hours cannot do that. Of course, student coming, I can chanting for all of this, but it's total difference. As a good Lama, we can feel those situations from students. Yeah, now we have several students gathering together, it's pure. But if that double, triple, if 100 gathering together, oh, it's very hard to chanting. Because you're chanting, Buddha's just coming down, you're chanting, you're covered the 100 or more students' karma. You clean it. It's very hard. It's very hard. Yeah. Of course, Dalai Lama can do this. Each empowerment, Dalai Lama, and especially that special empowerment if Dalai Lama give a permission that even through the internet, those guys, the viewer, can get a blessing. You cannot imagine how hard it is. It's almost 100,000 viewers, or even more. So that means each initial, each chanting, Dalai Lama, His Holiness, will cover all of these persons to clear all of this, even just temporary. But still, wow, that's a huge job. That's a huge job. So we should balance it. We should balance it. This is a very good idea involved in our topic of concluding. How to keep this harmony. How to keep it. Always remind us what we call, when they announce us as a Buddhist, that is the war, that they try to save all beings through this samsara world into Buddhahood. So, I, Manju Jiangyang, want to be a Buddha first. This is our war. I try to be a Buddha first, with the purpose that save all beings from this samsara world. So how to balance this? How to keep this harmony is very, very important. If they cannot grow very powerful, very mature, very, grow enough to handle all this karma, so just to keep yourself in solitary retreat. Because if you announce yourself to save all beings, you must have this power, have this willing, have this compassion to do this. It's not just by words. Everybody can say, oh, I'm a Jesus Christ. Right? You have the right. This is a freedom. This is a free country. You can label yourself as this. But no one believing, because you have no such potential quality. You have no such power. You have no such healing power. You have no such compassion as your background. Also as a Buddhist, same. So what we should do is to keep this balance. We should know we have the Buddha nature. Everybody have the Buddha nature. But the Buddha nature is not 100% sure that you can be a Buddha. Still have a long way to go. How? So you should keep this harmony. How? Just because at first part, you should do your solitary retreat. You should practice by your own. You should mature enough. Then go outside to save all beings, to be a Maha Bodhisattvas. But before you walk into the level of Bodhisattvas, just be a smaller Lama. Be a patient Dharma practitioner. Try to practice yourself secretly. First, save yourself. First, save yourself by your practice to clear all the karma, to purify yourself. Then, find out, check it out. Is that okay to go out to save all beings? Okay, for sure. Then, find out which is all beings. Maybe first 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 1 million, 1 billion, 1 by 1 bundle. Then you improve your level step by step. Also, you enlarge your circle of your disciples, of your karma score, of your karma relation score. Then finally save all of this. So at that time, when you mature enough, you walk into the Buddhahood. All these follower of yours, your student, your disciples, your family, can be liberated. that leads to the Pure Land. So that's very, very important. Find a good Lama, good teacher. Because there is some, it's not gambling, but you should find it out. Because a good teacher, if that guy is truly Dharma practitioner, when he walks into the final liberation, you can be saved. Even that happened several generations later, but still, in this current life, you get this connection. Still, in the future, you can be liberated. Why? This is secured by the wall of Buddha or Bodhisattvas. Like the wall of Buddha Amitabha, Amitayu, there's a wall that only chanting my name, that guy can be saved to the Pure Land. This is the wall from Bodhisattvas. Yeah, at that time, he's a Bodhisattvas, Amitabha. Yeah. So, when he walked in the Buddhahood, now we have a chance to be reborn in the Pure Land just by chanting his name. Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha. Always, always, always. So we can be liberated. Why? Because we secured by the wall Buddha. And the wall Buddha has those superpower to secure us, to save us. Also medicine Buddha, same. When he practiced as the Bodhisattvas, he make the wall that chanting my name, chanting my sutra, then all the sickness can be secure. All sickness can be cured. The mantra is the medicine himself. The mantra of medicine Buddha. The mantra itself is the medicine. You know what I mean? Yes. Just the medicine. Just the mantra is the medicine himself. So it is the power from Buddha. This is the power for the wall Buddha. Why we can be saved? Just by this. So we work very hard, and we also get those saving from, this help from Buddha or Bodhisattvas. With those one, thus there is some possibility that we can be a Buddhahood. So this is the teaching I gave today. It's a little bit complex. Yeah, but this is the logic of these things. Yeah, we accept it. But we also accept that cannot be happen automatically. Because there's some precondition we should do it. We cannot just wait. And it can be happened automatically. No. We should work very hard to help others, to help us at the same time. But at first, we should help us first. When we get enough power, enough compassion, we go out to help others. Because at that time, the things that we help others, those process is the true things we help us. Because at that time, mature enough, there's no us, there's no I, there's no self-ego at all. Others is I. You guys, my student, is mine. At that time. Yeah, now, yeah, it's my time. Yeah, so I should open a little bit. Yeah, get some student to help them to try to practice myself. Yeah, step by step, step by step. I should open it. Yeah. Finally, save myself, save others. Yeah, everybody should do this by that way. Yeah, this is the correct method to practice. Don't try to label ourselves or others quickly or easily. Yes. This is the teaching for today. Let's deduct the merit. 多沙弥亚乌巴利亚班多舍那提多巴提这苏多嘎耶梅巴巴苏巴嘎耶梅巴巴玛德热的梅巴巴萨巴斯达玛米扎耶扎萨巴斯扎苏扎梅德西扬格热红哇我嘎完萨巴达达卡达班卓玛米木扎班卓沙多沙弥亚萨就班多舍多沙弥亚乌巴利亚班多舍那提多巴提这就是梅巴巴苏多嘎耶梅巴巴苏巴嘎耶梅巴巴玛德热的梅巴巴萨巴斯达玛米扎耶扎萨巴斯扎苏扎梅德西扬格热红哇我搞完萨巴达达搞达班卓玛米木扎班卓沙多沙弥亚萨就班卓沙多沙弥亚乌巴利亚班卓舍那提多巴提这就是梅巴巴苏多嘎耶梅巴巴苏巴嘎耶梅巴巴玛德热的梅巴巴萨巴斯达玛米扎耶扎萨巴斯扎苏扎梅德西扬格热红我搞完萨巴达达搞达班卓玛米木扎班卓沙多沙弥亚萨就Okay.